What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and some Dead Man's Hand coverage for you guys. We're going to be starting a series of reviews here where we take a look at all of the factions in the game and just have a little discussion on some loadouts and uses for the factions and some maybe strengths and weaknesses as well. And of course, we invite everybody to jump in the discussion as well. So we're starting off with the law here, and again, you have to have a sheriff and you have to have at least 2 deputies. So before you do anything, basically minimum of 3 guys, right? So just depending on game size and everything that you're going to play. But we're going to assume a standard game in pretty much these reviews here. So again, gotta have the sheriff. He's pretty good, right? 5 hits is pretty good for or average for your boss type character for your crew. 2+ nerve test, excellent. +1 in hand, +1 to shooting. Nothing in hand to hand, and clock it in at 6 rep. So again, just does what your boss character essentially needs to do. Your crew leader, and his real or where he really shines is this special ability that he provides as long as he is active on the table. So you definitely want to provide him with some good sight lines for the I am the law special ability, but we'll get to that in just a moment. You have the option of taking a marshal, and in most cases a pretty good choice, although again you're clocking in 5 rep there, so that's a big chunk of your force in just 2 models. Now that being said, you in most cases should get a lot of work done. Again, just a pistol, 4 hits, 3 up nerve, and he does come with a +2 to shoot, and then nothing in hand to hand again. So again, if you can get him in the right position, especially close range, that +2 to shoot is going to get the pistol short range or point blank range bonus, and then you should hopefully be putting some damage out onto the enemies there. And serving justice, right? You do have to have the 2 deputies, and here's where the law list has a lot of power. So thus far, we've the 2 sort of main characters have had just the pistols, but the deputies are really your most customizable. So you can go with just pistols, but really the law list here can specialize in bringing that long range firepower and lots of it, right? There's no restriction on the number of rifles or repeaters that you can bring, so you can definitely build a good force that is capable of getting up close and putting that damage on, but then also laying lots of supporting fire at medium to long ranges. But half of them can also have shotguns, so this law list can also pack quite a few of these. So actually not half, sorry, up to 2 of them. So and well worth considering just for the awesomeness that the shotgun can deliver right up close and personal. These guys still have 4 hits to them, and they're very cheap, right? 2 points apiece. But now the nerve test is definitely a step down, right, on a 4 up, and then no bonuses to shooting. But again, if you go the shotgun route, you almost don't miss all that often at point blank range, especially if you're dumping both barrels, and it just can be a great sort of finisher. Now rifles, you don't really necessarily need the +1 to shoot when you have the ability to aim twice and mitigate some of the other sort of negative modifiers there with good positioning and good use of your actions. Again, they clock in at 2 points apiece, so you might try different lists and loadouts for this crew. Again, you got to take the sheriff. You don't always have to bring the marshal, which frees up a lot of points for some more deputies. Basically, you could essentially bring 2 deputies and an upstanding citizen just for the 1 marshal. Speaking of the upstanding citizens, the 1-point guys here, so they have a pistol, of course. You can have up to 4, but up to half may have shotguns. So, at their maximum, if you find a way to bring all 4 of them, that's another way of packing 2 shotguns in this list. And, these guys do have rather shaky nerves starting at a 6 up, but, and also a -1 to their shoot. So, generally pistol is not going to be the best option here. So, you have to have essentially half with the pistol. So, if you take 2, 1 can have the shotgun. If you take 4, you can have the 2. So, it is what it is. But again, feel like it's just a cheap shotgun delivery vehicle there. And really, if the opponent's spending too much time worrying about them, hopefully your sheriff and marshal and even maybe the deputies then are putting that work in for you. So, again, only 3 hits. It does not take much to knock these guys down. So, especially if they start failing nerve tests, they can very quickly get up to that 3. So you might be spending some time recovering. They also have a -1 in hand-to-hand, so hopefully they don't, end up in that situation. But that being said, again, if the opponent is spending too much time on them and maybe they're just hopefully whiffing some shots, that's great for you, right? Because they're wasting time on 1 point models. But here's where some of the synergies then start coming in with the law list. I am the law. So any lawman model inside of the sheriff, even if obscured by other models, gets a +1 bonus to their nerve tests. In addition, this is in addition to the modifier for having a friendly within 15 centimeters. So you definitely want to use kind of the buddy system with this force just to keep the nerve tests down, especially for those upstanding citizens, right? But then, make sure that your sheriff is well positioned. In some cases, that might be towards the center, or at least where there's a lot of good sight lines. So hopefully your sheriff doesn't get cut out in the open with no cover, no way of protecting himself. But you also kind of want your sheriff up front and personal to make use of his pistol and his skills, right? But so basically, you can, in the right circumstances, get a +2 to nerve test, which if we run back through the list, that could bump the marshal down, of course. Deputies can get down to 2+ in the right circumstances, and then citizens as well can actually go from a kind of awful 6 to start off with to a more respectable 4, which then really adds value to these 1 point models. The other ability, which is just so ridiculously strong for the lawman, is the second one, and justice for all. So the player may remove a single under fire marker at the end of each turn. So basically, you're getting a free action every single turn. Doesn't specify that the sheriff has to be alive for this. So over the course of, let's say, a 6-turn game, that's again 6 free actions. So hopefully that can be a difference maker for you. So certainly can keep guys a little bit safer from sort of the threshold of being knocked out, or guys that maybe just happen to get a under fire marker. You can get them back to fresh basically for the next turn and not be burdened on that. But again, can be a difference maker in saving some of your figures here, and again forcing the opponent to invest that much more time and try to put your guys down. So really, really strong stuff here. So anytime you get free actions in a game that uses an activation system like that, or action points we should say, it's more value, right? It's like you're having extra guys essentially on the field. So really neat stuff there. So let us know, guys, if you play the law or have that as one of your crews or factions here for Dead Man's Hand, and let us know some of your loadouts. We'll be having the post here too, or the video, but then we'll also put up a post on the channel, so please check that out as well. So hopefully we can have a good discussion here as we start making our way through the factions of Dead Man's Hand.